Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another BTNeanderthal video. Today we're going to be talking about the 2.4 patch and what it's like so far. This is as of March 4th. We're going to be making a tier list. It's not going to be super accurate, just going to be a rough idea of what I think of it, and then maybe some footage for each one of these builds. I'm going to be following the patch notes that are actually there kind of in order from class from top to bottom. So Plague Javelin, it is very strong. I would say overall it's probably only a B tier, but I would say in cows it's probably like A or S tier. It's very fast. Its mobility is not great because it doesn't have teleport, and its versatility not really good because you can pretty much only do cows in that build. Yeah, you can do pit, but you're going to really benefit more from open spaces and lots of density like cows has. So definitely stick to cows on that one. Multi-shot, I would say, is good for players 1 in the current stance. However, it's not really great. I mean, players 3 you could also do as well, but higher than that, the damage really starts to fall off, and it's a very expensive build nonetheless. Guided arrow with it. Guided arrow, it's nice to have a little bit extra damage. It's great to have against that single target. Cool to have that synergy now. Strafe, pretty much where it was at, just a little bit better, so it can still shred P8. Maybe Strafe could go up to B. Exploding arrow doesn't really do a whole lot more. Like the fire exploding arrow Amazon. Cooldown to immolation arrow was helpful, but only increased the speed by a small margin and increased the amount of mana you require because you're spamming both skills more often. Blade Fury Assassin, I'd probably put that in a C or B build just because they added increased attack rating by 10%, but it literally doesn't do anything. They need to have it like per level. So probably like C build or something like that. Leap Attack Barbarian, the AoE that it has seems to be bugged or something. Like your weapon damage and all that stuff does not apply to the AoE of when you land. It's only that main hit. So the way it was before, it's the exact same way it is right now. I'm assuming to see some changes from that. So probably a C tier build, just because Leap Attack is actually good at killing one single target. Hopefully that AoE will be figured out and we'll actually have a stronger build soon. The leap changes also make it a little bit dangerous. When you are knocking them back, they do have time to move and attack briefly before your next leap. So it is a little bit more dangerous and a little bit sketchy. Throwing mastery changes are very strong. You pretty much have effectively infinite quantity now with the throwing mastery changes. Not sure how that's calculated, but that's pretty much what happens. Definitely seems like an A tier build as far as like being able to kill things effectively and move from group to group. The pierce is nice, and again, it's just cool to see a throwing barb actually working. Fire Druid, probably again A tier build. The Armageddon buff is kind of nice, getting that extra AoE damage. Summon Druid, probably a B tier build. You can do Ubers, you can do Declone. If you use Shockwave, you can actually, stun a bunch of monsters. As long as your mercenary has open wounds and prevents the boss from healing, then you can actually take out pretty much any boss that you want. It is B tier though because it doesn't have any AoE. It's good at killing elite packs, it's good at elite sniping, but not so much like clearing a mass amount of density. The Werewolf is pretty much unchanged, I would say. It's kind of cool to have the faster attacks between each attack on Fury. The length of Fury is shorter. B tier, A tier, something like that. Necromancer, none of the Blood Golem, Fire Golem doesn't really change anything. Maybe some speedrunning things. Paladin, we have Holy Fire. It is not OP. I think it's in an okay spot. It's strong. It's not super strong. I'll probably put it like A tier at best, maybe B tier at like killing cows or something. And for Fist of the Heavens, this is actually an S tier build. It is very strong. It can do chaos better than a Hammerden in a lot of scenarios. So it is very strong, and in pretty much every scenario it is better at bailing than Hammerden is now, especially with the Holy Bolt changes. So, and that is because the Fist of Heavens is dealing damage to demons now. The Holy Bolts from Fist of Heavens and the holy bolts themselves are actually doing damage to demons. That means you can't do damage to like the regular animals like eldritch and like cow runs and things like that. You can't do that. So that's something to take note of. Nova Sorceress with the reduced mana cost is kind of nice in the early game for speedrunning and stuff. It's nice that the Act 1 Mercenaries can use Amazon bows now. You can just kind of use your bow and swap it onto your mercenary if you want to do that. It's really nice. New Barbarian Merc. It's kind of cool. It honestly has potential to shred. It did seem to have some issues with AI or something, not attacking bosses, but I remember that being a thing and an issue in the past. Maybe some of that will be fixed. Like you go and fight Duriel or Uber Duriel in the Ubers, and your mercenary just stands there and doesn't attack for some reason. Last Wish, Grief, Fortitude, and like G-Face and all that stuff. You got plenty of options for the mercenary now, which is kind of cool. As far as the new 85 areas, I mean, I like them. It doesn't seem like the red portals are dense still. I only went in there a few times, but the red portals are still kind of a little bit empty, I would say. But overall, I would say I'm really liking this patch, and it's a step in the right direction with a lot of things. As far as declone goes and the spawning, still a little bit confusing. It seems like it's 75 to 125 SOJs to spawn declone, but the counter seems very inconsistent. So I'm not sure exactly what's happening there, but we did get to spawn declone on several servers, but there just seems to be some inconsistencies. The ladder seems kind of cool. I like the way it's displayed. However, not being able to scroll is kind of a little bit obnoxious. But anyways, it's fine. You can also shift click potions from your stash and apparently your cube directly into your belt, which is a huge quality of life change, especially for speedrunning and moving things around. If you have like a full stash of potions or something like that, you can just quickly move them right into your belt, which is huge. So that was a nice change as well, and I made a Twitter post on that. Speaking of, you can go and follow my Twitter down below, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe here, like this video if it found it helpful. Let me know what you thought about the PTR so far. What else do you want to see me make on this PTR for videos and content? What do you want to see me test? Is there anything that you want me to look into? Thank you all for watching, guys. I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to check me out on Twitch as well. I would greatly appreciate that. That is where all the magic happens. So I will see you guys next time. Join the Discord if you're interested. You can directly ask me questions, or any of my community some questions. There's some pretty awesome people in there. So much love, guys. You're all beasts.